What is up, people? Grant's podcast, you know what it is. Keith, aka OG Grant. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get into the show. Yeah, we are live and direct. Hello, people. Back at it again. I see your cat. Excuse me. Please identify. Oh, not identify yourself. How do you introduce yourself? Sorry.
All right. My name is Veemwikali. I am a friend of Kit for 3 years now, I think.
No, you don't have to say how many years. Stop.
Okay. All right. We're friends.
It's too much information. Yeah. What do you do for a living?
Currently, I am a medtech and a CNA.
Hey.
I work at an assisted living, and I love my job.
You do?
Yes.
Okay. We'll get into your job later.
All
but
right.
now, let's talk about what's happening. Let's talk about how you been. You been good?
I have been good.
What have you been up to? Anything? What's going on? Like anything fun? NASCAR. I saw the other day NASCAR was. I don't know if you pay attention. NASCAR was in your town, but you didn't even.
No, I am not a fan. But I went to a concert this Saturday.
Hey.
For my Kenyan people who know Naiboy,
Late.
Naiboy was in town in Baltimore.
He was also in Kansas City.
He's on a tour right now, so
Oh.
it was a fun experience.
Yeah, I'm not about that life, but hey, that's what's up.
Right.
That's what's up.
Once in a while, just go out, have some fun.
Hey, that's dope. I respect that. That's dope.
Right.
So you, other than concerts and making money, what else have you been up to?
I am a student also.
Oh, right. You in school?
Yes, I'm in school.
Yes, kids, stay in school like Victoria.
School.
Don't be like me. Don't drop out of school. Anyway, yeah, that's dope. I mean, yeah, that's certainly more interesting than my life.
You just walk, nothing else.
Work and parenting. That's pretty much it. And
That's interesting. Parenting is interesting.
yeah, okay. And the worst parent award goes to. Drum roll, please. Anyway, so yeah, let's get into the topics we have here. So,
Right.
before we got on air, we were talking about the Motorola, the first Motorola. Not the first, the flap. It was called the Motorola Razr. So
Razr.
Motorola coming out with a new Razr phone. Before we get into that, do you remember your first smartphone, any tech thingy? Do you like?
I remember my first phone was an Alcatel. It had like buttons, so every single time you type, you had to type like 4 times just to get to a letter.
Ooh, bro.
So that was my first phone.
Yeah, I've seen those memes. Like how if you want to spell a word, like they put in the numbers and
Yeah,
dude.
they
have
can
to
know. We didn't have any emojis, so the emojis were like the
Smileys,
exclamation marks. You just be creative.
Bro, them days. I think my first phone was like a big ass Nokia, and it was my dad's, and you couldn't do anything other than play Snake. Yeah, I think that's the name, Snake.
Those days, the Snake game was on the thing.
That was like the Fortnite of that day.
And you could play the whole day, and your phone will not die.
Dude, I've seen like memes of like Nokias comparing the battery life with.
Right.
It's hilarious.
You can spend like hours and hours, and you still be at like 98%.
Weeks. That thing was. That thing was the greatest of all time. But
Right.
my first, like the phone I can call my own, like the first smartphone was I don't know if you remember the Ideos.
I remember the ideas.
Dude, I have a friend of mine. He had a brother who I think he still works for Churchill,
Uh huh.
So his brother used to get like the phones, and once he's done with them, he just pass it down. So I got a hand me down. It's there. I call them hand me downs,
You always inherited stuff
bro.
from your dad, from your friend.
Oh Jesus, tell me about it. So that was my first smartphone,
Uh
I
huh.
could say, but I think my parents took it. I wish if I could find it, I'll just because now I'm collecting like phones. Like I
Mhm.
just want like this iPhone I have. I don't even take it out. I'm just putting it just for memory's sake. I want to get the
Mm.
10. I just want to like big milestones in technology. So yeah, that was my first one. That's my first smartphone
Nice.
ever. So you said the Alcatel was your first.
Yes.
After the Alcatel, like you didn't have like a full touch screen phone after that?
No, until like I was 18, I think.
Then you got a what?
Or
Which one
19.
did you get next?
A Samsung, the first
The
Samsungs.
Galaxies, the whatevers?
Yeah, they were like tiny. They were touchscreen, but they had like small buttons down there.
Ah,
I can't remember what they were called, but that was my second fancy one.
phone. That's dope. That was yeah, I have had so much technology. Like right here, you as you can see, you see right there, that's a broken laptop.
Mm-hmm.
It was in perfect condition. It was working, but then the HDMI bent. So
Uh,
I decided to open it, and the rest is history, as you can see.
so you're
And
fixing it?
yeah, yeah, I was. Now I'm not. So it's just sitting there, but it worked fine. I was just bothered by the HDMI, so I
Mm,
opened it and I messed it up. So anyway, I had to get a new laptop. So yeah, actually my wife tries to stop me. Like we go to Walmart, I'm just in the tech aisle and I'm just, can I get this? Like a
what
little
do you
kid.
do with all of them?
I don't know. I'm just, it's weird. I don't
How,
know. I don't know how to
how many
explain
phones
it.
do you have right now?
Phones I have. You mean working phones or broken phones? Or
Working phones.
I have one, two. Well, two. I have two
Two.
working phones.
And the broken ones?
I have those. I have several. I
Wow.
mean, they can turn on, but
Mm-hmm.
I screwed something up in them, so they're not functioning normally. This way here,
Mm-hmm.
for people who know it, is called a Zune.
Wow.
A Zune was like the iPod of Windows. Like, Apple had iPod. This is what Windows came out with. I got this from
Okay.
a friend, and she was like, "You want this?" I didn't know what it was. Then I took it to school someday, and like, dude, you got a Zune? I was like, yeah. So it still works. Hopefully, I'll charge it and see. But yeah, this is like the iPod. You can just put songs in it and whatnot. So I'm a
Nice.
tech. I just collect tech. So like, for example, if this laptop breaks down, well, it didn't break down, but I take parts out, then put it on
Mm-hmm.
other. And I have like one, two. I have three working laptops. I don't need all that, but
Yeah, you did not.
I
Just a
just
lot.
I don't know. I just love tech. I'm sorry. I don't know. Yeah. So, which technology can you not live without? Except your phone. Don't tell me your phone. Hello, kitty. Who's that?
My kitty cat. She's called Kali. She's 3 months old.
Oh, I love cats.
I do too.
But cats are so much fun. Anyway.
One tech that I cannot live without.
Yes.
I can say my TV.
Okay. So Netflix or
Yeah, Netflix,
you gotta have Netflix.
Hulu,
You
like
got to.
all that.
So now that you mentioned those, I think this
Mm-hmm.
is another segment, but we need to delve into that.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about the streaming thingies? Netflix, Disney Plus, all that.
I
Do you
personally love them.
all of them?
All of them.
So you spend money on
I
everything?
have like, I have
Oh
Hulu.
God,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
Netflix.
Your cat is showing. This is indecent. Indecent. What do you call this?
She just needs some attention.
She
That's
put her
all.
ass on the camera, man. What is that? Jesus, that is so not appropriate. Anyway, so you said you pay all the services.
Yes, I do.
That is
And I
crazy.
feel like they're really worth it. They
Really?
have so many different variety of movies. I am never lonely if I don't have anything to do. I'm just watching
Wait,
a show or a movie.
because my thinking is, don't you think it's too much? Like, there's Netflix, there's Hulu, there's Disney Plus now, NBC's coming with their own. There's gonna be a bunch. Don't you think it's too much?
I don't feel like it's too much personally,
Mhm.
because let me just give you an example. One time I tried downloading BT, Taylor Perry something. I
Right.
tried downloading it, and they have movies that Netflix don't
Doesn't
have,
have, right.
and then Disney Plus have like unique movies that
Like
Hulu
Disney,
doesn't have.
yeah.
So I feel like every one of the app is just unique in its own. So
That's true. I agree with that totally. I agree with the everything you're saying. But looking at the pocket, though, looking at your bank account, how much is that setting you back?
well, if you
Combined,
already
how
have
much-
like a financial like plan,
Right.
good to go. So I already know.
No, but
how
like
much
how
I
much?
pay monthly.
How much do you spend monthly on all the subscription? No, not even the bills. Just Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, everything.
I can say around $50 something
Holy shit!
monthly.
You know, that's the amount I spend on my subscription of like Nini. I have Hulu with live TV because I love sports. That's the only that's the only reason. But they thought they were Janjes. I was the king of our Janjes. So what I did, I
But
signed up.
Hulu is TV live. It's expensive.
Yeah, but listen to what I did. So it's like $50, but they're hiking up the price. So what I did, because my grandpa decided to cut his cable, because Spectrum every year you're with them, they just hike up the price. So he was like,
Right.
you know what, I'm done with this. I don't want anything. So he cut the cable. So I told him, look, Grandpa, let's do this. You pay half of this Hulu, and I pay half. So he pays 25 and I pay 25 because you can two people can watch it at the same time. Boom, problem solved.
That's smart.
Yeah, but so we have Hulu we can watch, but it has ads. We have Hulu like the programming, blah blah blah. Then he has the live TV, DVR. You can record whatever. But yeah, that's the only one I have. But anything else, I will not mention on the podcast where I watch everything else. It's
Right.
yeah. But anywho, I think with the whole streaming thing, someone is probably gonna come up with like a package and just like put everything together
Right.
and just have like a price for it. Because I think for me it's too much. It's too much content.
Yep. Just that's true though. That's true.
It's too much. I think.
Comes up with that idea, I am probably like
Yeah.
ditching the one up. No.
Oh
and
yeah,
just
and just get
have
like
the full
a
package.
and
Yeah.
get like a discount on it or something.
Because
So yeah,
definitely would be cheaper.
it would be, but I don't know how you're gonna convince. Because okay, here's my thing. I was actually discussing this with my wife some time back. Because we were talking about how Amazon and Walmart have like competition, blah blah blah. Then I went into Netflix. Do you know Netflix used to ship DVDs using mail?
Yes, I remember. I before they started streaming, what you call it? There's this movie, I can't remember the name, but
Yeah.
I had to like order the DVD and it came.
Remember, and that's I was telling my wife. This thing, Netflix, they might be onto something next. Because Netflix used to ship DVDs.
Yeah,
Then they got from DVDs to streaming.
right.
Nobody thought of that, and they started like getting like in The Office. They started getting all these shows, Disney movies from everywhere. Nobody else was thinking about streaming.
Right.
Then they were like, dude, what if one day they take their stuff? So they started making Netflix original stuff. That's how everything's grown now. Everybody's trying to. I think everybody's playing catch up to Netflix, and I think Netflix have a bigger thing in store next.
Coming, right.
Yes.
I don't think anyone can ever. I feel like Netflix so far
Is the king.
defeats all of them.
Yes.
It's just the
100%. What do you think about the Apple Plus? Do you think it's
Apple Plus,
do you have
I
it?
think it's just pricey for no goddamn reason.
Do you have it though?
Speaking. I don't have it, but I was going to have it. and it doesn't. How will it? It has some good movies, but
Right.
majority of them are just trash. Honestly, like
Oh, that coming
just
from someone
saying,
who
just saying.
look, because a lot of people have been saying that, like people who are in like professional like critics and whatever, they're
Mhm,
saying the Apple TV Plus thing is trash. But the thinking is it's
mhm,
a marketing thing. So they get you to buy an iPhone, then you get the Apple Plus for free.
mhm.
So they're basically using Apple Plus to sell more units because the Apple units have been declining. And Apple fans like you and the rest, but how's your sister doing?
She's gone. She's gone.
Yeah,
She's
say
gone.
hi to Emma. So yeah, Apple people like you guys, yeah, I'm pretty. And this podcast is my witness. You will have Apple Plus very soon. I can see the future. You will have it.
No, I don't think so.
That is my
I am a
prediction.
fan of Apple, but no,
I am.
I
I
don't
am.
even have Apple Music. Let's just start
Well,
there.
But Apple Music is different, don't you think? Like, because Apple Music is it's different. It's not TV. It's not like it's okay. Cause you know Apple. I think Apple Music. The problem is the buying. People don't want to buy. That's why people go to YouTube, free
Right.
Spotify. People like the concept of free in quotes.
Mhm.
So that's the problem with Apple Plus. So I think not Apple Plus, Apple Music. So I think Apple
Mhm.
Plus will attract people because there's the free quote unquote free
Mhm.
because you have an iPhone, the newest iPhone, then you get it for free. So I
Mm.
think that's what's gonna lure people in, and we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see,
Yeah,
but
but
I don't think so.
what do you?
Honestly.
Let's agree to disagree. But my prediction, I'm willing to take this to the bank. You will get Apple Plus. So another thing I have a problem with streaming. Well, I don't have a problem with this, but they might have a problem with this.
Mhm.
Streaming, these things will end up on the internet somewhere for free.
True.
That's another problem. Just saying. Let's keep moving. No, we're done with that. We're not. Yeah. So the next thing is, what do you think? How often do you go to the theater to watch a movie?
Um, right now, nah, it's not like it doesn't excite me before,
So
like before.
right.
But I used to go, like almost, let's say twice a week.
Right. Okay. So do you think?
Days.
And that twice a week, how much would you spend?
I normally used to go to like on Tuesday and Thursday. They had offers, so
Right.
if you go Tuesdays and Thursday, if you're a student, you pay only $4.
Mm. So $4 twice. That's $8, right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
so do you think streaming is okay? Do you think theaters will be in business very soon, like in the near future? Do you think theaters will be a thing? Like people will still go to theater to watch movies?
I think it will still be a thing because there's this thrill that you get after watching a movie in the theater. It's not like the
But like
same as watching on your phone or your TV.
yeah, but
So
have you seen like even movie guys complaining, saying Netflix is taking all the business. It's not a legitimate like nini, but like Netflix is taking over streaming basically. Like everybody's doing movies on Netflix.
yeah, but still, personally, I don't. I still
You
will
don't
go
think?
to the theater
Okay,
just
you still
because
do.
there's this thrill that it gets. Like there's
You can't
just
even
something
put
about the
what's
movie theater that you have to like. You just have to go there.
okay.
There's some movies they're not worth it though.
Right.
I
True.
can just watch it
True.
on Netflix,
Yeah.
and then there are others.
Yeah,
You
because
just
that's
have.
the thing. That's my point.
Mhm.
Because you'll be like, I'll just wait until it's on Netflix. So don't you
Mhm.
think that is what is going to kill the theater? See, that's what because I was thinking about. I was like, yeah, theaters will be around, but then I was like, hold on. Sometimes I'm like, wait, let's just wait. It'll be on Netflix soon. We'll just watch it at home, and the
Everything will
couch
just.
the couch will be the new theater. You don't think? Me, I think. My prediction is theaters will be the thing of the past. We'll just see them in museums. We'll show our kids. You see, kids, we used to, and they look at us weird. I was like, Dad, how would you just go and sit with strangers and just
And
watch?
just watch a movie.
Yeah, creep much. But yeah. So for me, yeah, you think it won't, but I think in this streaming age, everything is streaming now. So yeah, I
Now
think
that you're saying it, I feel like kinda like
I know. But we'll see.
we'll just have to wait and see then.
We'll see. Anyway, so back to tech. Do you watch a lot of like tech reviews videos?
Honestly speaking, no. Unless I have like a new, like maybe a laptop that I need to like see whoever had
Right,
it before or
but yeah, but not. I'm not saying
anything
like
about it.
right, but if because for me, if I want to buy a phone, I'd be like, let me see the reviews and like
Yeah, true.
someone. Okay, that's what I
Yeah,
mean. So
but not
how
often.
not often, but when you do, how accurate? I mean, how helpful do you find the reviews to be? Do you find them to be helpful? Like
Out
for
of 10, I
example,
can say 9 out of 10.
you find them to be like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, now I want to buy it. Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, because for me, I think tech reviewers are really just trying to sell you that. So they won't, because there's a few, like there's one who will tell you the pros and the cons, but most
Yeah.
of them are just, they're telling you buy this. Yeah, just buy it.
Just by the good things, not the like
Yeah,
the
they don't
bad
tell you,
things.
oh, the battery is trash. That thing, they say 12 hours. That's not right. It's actually 5. No, see, that's the thing that I hate about. I mean, the quality of the videos, some of them, well, most is good, but they don't tell you the truth, and that's what
Some of
sucks.
them they get paid, so they just have to like talk
So
the good
that's
thing
okay.
about the
So
items
do
that
you
they're putting.
think? Okay, now because they're being paid, do they qualify as reviewers? Are they qualified to be called reviewers? If
Not
they
really.
should be called sponsors, sponsored, whatever. So that's yeah, no, no. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the Echo and the Google Home thingies? Do you have any?
I don't have any,
What do you think?
and after like the government listening to you, blah blah blah,
You
I
find
am
it
not
creepy?
about to like So personally, I don't think I'll waste my money
We have
in this one.
yo. You
No.
won't.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you don't fuck with like Echo.
No.
Hey Alexa.
I don't even use Hey Siri, so
No, but don't you think Siri still listens to you even though you don't like activate
I
it?
know. Yeah,
You think?
definitely. So
So
why should I add more devices that listen to me?
so wait.
One is enough.
So you're saying you're a conspiracy theorist in general because you think. Do you think the government is listening?
The government is always listening.
That's what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, cause we have the speaker, but we didn't buy it. My wife's parents gave it to us, so we have like a
Oh.
Google speaker. But note, I'm still paranoid, cause it has like a mic thingy you can turn off. I always put it off, but I'm still paranoid. I'm still feel like, dude, there's a microphone in here. And someone's probably the mic might be off, but
Someone is always listening.
okay, but do you think... Okay, there's one time I wrote an article about this, but do you think you can substitute privacy and security? Like, do you think privacy is what might make you not safe? Because if the government... Because there's a movie I watched called Anon, it's actually on Netflix. And in that world, the government has access to everything. Like, they can see... Because you have like a thing in your eye, like a camera. So whatever you're seeing is stored somewhere. So even if someone committed a crime or killed you, the government will find them because they'll just come and take the tape. So that's why I was like, when I watched that movie, I was like, dude, so can we substitute privacy? Because there's no privacy in that world. The government sees everything, like you do, everything. You have your details. A cop can just look at you and pull up all your details.
Everything.
Yeah. So do you think privacy and security can go hand in hand, or one has to be there for the other not to be? Or what do you think about the whole privacy and security thing? Would you okay, what do you prefer?
I prefer privacy, honestly.
So you'd rather not be safe, but you want to do your own thing.
Right. Because okay, let's look at this in like a bigger picture, right? If I have my privacy, the government doesn't know what I do. The government doesn't like just
stays
all that.
out. Yeah, stays out of your business.
Yeah, there's a possibility like a scammer in the dark web won't know my information.
Sure.
So they won't be able to hack me or get into
Good
my
point.
account or
Good point.
right.
That's true.
So if I choose security, I am like risking everything because there's some hackers who can go into like.
Oh yeah, because that's called like the single point. Because if all the data is on one point, they just attack that point. Oh my goodness, that's a good point. You can't argue with that. I am the security guy. I think it's I think I can sacrifice my privacy to be secure. Because imagine, okay, this is what I'm imagining. It might not happen, but I'm imagining if my social security was leaked to the dark net, and then I go to the government and be like, guys, you just switch out this number because see, I let you see everything. So I think I can negotiate. I don't know. They might not, but
They might.
yeah, because
Let me check my boshos.
oh, your beans.
Yes.
What's beans? Yeah, she's going to check on her. Her beans. She put on beans on her stove. She's cooking, and now she's breaking plates. So yeah. I don't know. I wonder what. Please comment in the down in the comment section below. Would you prefer privacy over security, or do you think both of them can go hand in hand, or what are your thoughts? Let's know your thoughts. So yeah, I don't know if she's still breaking things in there. So
alright, I'm back.
And yeah, you were breaking plates, we heard you.
Right.
That's where my mom would be like, break all of them. Break.
Right. Utanunua.
Hey, you vunja zote. Oh god, it was anyway. So yeah, we've talked about all of that. So on the topic of technology, have you watched any of the Terminator movies?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, the Skynet thingy, computers taking over the world. How likely do you think that, because you're not a tech person, so no, you're not in the tech industry, as an outsider, do you think one day computers will rise and take over the world?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's what I expected.
I think so. Because there is, how will I tell you? In as much as this computers are designed to like help humans, they cannot survive without us. They cannot. So without our thinking, our minds, they lack brain and they lack language, if I can say that. So there's no way that they'll be able to like...
Hold on. Pause right there. The main point you said, they lack a mind and language. Okay. In computing, there's what we call programming languages. There's Java. Those are languages that machines understand that we don't. So we interpret it into English. So, to correct you, machines have a language. I don't know if you Google this. Facebook had like bots, like bots, that started communicating with each other.
When was this?
Google it. So they actually took them offline because they started communicating. These two bots, they started communicating with each other. Google it. I promise you.
That is scary.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I told someone about this story and they're like, no. But look it up. Yeah, Facebook had to like Facebook. Let me also look it up. Facebook deactivates communicating bots. Yeah, Facebook's artificial intelligence robots shut down after they started talking to each other in their own language. Independent.co.
That is creepy.
Huh?
That is so creepy.
So, back to my point. Do you think computers might take over the world at some point?
There is a possible... You know, it just reminded me of something. There's this show in Hulu. It's something to do with dark web and all that.
Okay.
This is so weird, but anyway, I was watching it. And then on this episode, it was talking about pedophile, right? Cyber pornography and all that. And there's some people who are just like mentally, they're just
sick. Yeah.
Yeah. So this school, I don't know where this school is, but they're creating like, because these people are turned on just by looking at kids and all that. So they're creating visual babies instead of like actually
like real people.
Yeah. Instead of going to real kids and all that, they have like
Yo,
a visual. So,
people are sick
but
out there.
it's a work in progress. And but the thing is, these guys, they were looking at the robots wherever, but they were not turned on. So they're like trying to like make the robots as
So
real
realistic.
as possible.
Damn. So back to my point. Do you think computers might take over the world at some point? Because there's a new Terminator movie, and I really want to watch it. Then we'll talk about it. But it's getting real. Have you seen the what's her name? There's a robot that was even given a name in Saudi Arabia.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Isn't that real enough for you? Like, that's a computer. Because think about this: your phone, your computers, they have like hard disks, and that's like the mind because it's storage. Stuff is stored in there, and there's a language, computing language. So they have a language and a mind. So they basically can, at some point, when we, because they're also, like, for example, my computer, everything is connected to the internet now.
Alright.
So they have connections. So even if they don't need us, we, silly us, we put stuff on Facebook, we put content online. So they'll just pull it up off the internet. So that's my conspiracy theory.
I kind of let me just say
You don't think so,
might
but
happen. Might not like necessarily true.
no, but
anyway.
but I've shown you like they started speaking, like two computers were speaking to each other.
You know that how creepy that is.
Very. That's what I said. They might take over the world.
Everything is just taking over the world. Anyway, okay.
So.
But we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully, I'll be alive by then. No, I don't want to be
No,
alive.
because
Take
yeah.
over the world. No.
Someone had the theory saying if the computers take over the world, they might think we are the virus. They might realize we're the ones, hence the global warming and whatever. So they might, like, you see how we use, you see, so we use fuel. So fuel is fossils from like previous whatever that died. So this person's argument was we might be fuel for the next civilization. So yeah.
I'll be chatting someone's. Oh,
yeah,
no,
you'll be in someone's guest tank. Yeah. So next thing, do you have any sex toys?
No, I do not.
The reason I asked that is because I think it's getting creepy because some of these things can be connected to the internet.
Right.
And anything that can be connected to the internet, I fear it at this point because they're electronic. Hence, we talked about computers taking over the world. So I'm thinking some of these things that like girls mostly are using on like these sites, they connect. They're called IoT, Internet of Things, anything that's connected to like the internet. And I don't know. I think technology. I find it first fascinating, but it freaks me out. But these girls don't. People don't. Some people are just like, it's just a toy. But is it? Is it really? I mean, because it collects some of them collects data. And man, it's. I think it's creepy, but. Who am I?
I honestly feel like it's creepy too.
But some people still use it. People are still buying.
Right now they're on sale.
Black Friday. So yeah, it's I don't know. Tech is very fascinating, but still, it freaks me out. So yeah, you space travel. I think that's a developing story, to be honest. Yeah, that's still because nobody. I mean, except Elon Musk is making like progress in that, but it's still. Let's give that some time to like we have like something really big and relevant. Then we'll be like, dude, someone went to Mars, and yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, for now, we've talked about movies, we've talked about tech. How about we get into your career? You said you're a med tech, right?
Yeah.
So what do you do, like med tech? What is med info?
Med tech is I just give out medicine. I order medicine if maybe one of my residents doesn't have specific medicine.
Right.
What else?
So you're basically in charge of the meds.
Yes.
So
Basically, that's
how lucrative is your field? Like, is it good? You make good money? Is it in demand? Like, how's the market, like the job market for what you do?
because actually I'm just
You're training
on my
to
way of becoming a nurse,
right.
and I feel like nursing is one of the career that will never end. You'll never lack a job. You will.
We could debate that, but okay.
Yeah, I feel like everyone once you get sick like once
Yeah,
every month, if I can say
yeah,
that,
yes, but
then who attends to you? A nurse.
yeah, but
If you have
okay.
like
We could
um
debate that because I'm thinking, for
uh-huh.
example, when you have symptoms, right?
Mhm.
Some people, I'm not saying I do this, but some people
Mhm.
Google that shit.
I know where you're going with
Uh,
this, but when I
some people Google it. So I'm thinking, at some point, this career might be out because technology, like, people say technology pushes out some jobs.
mhm.
But I think when some jobs go away, like, like how Kitambo, there were like industries and whatnot, but now everything is automated, but it creates new jobs. So I think nursing might, it's just a prediction, it's not the gospel truth.
Uh-huh.
Nursing might be pushed out. Something else might come in, and you guys might have to like retrain for it, but I don't know.
I agree to disagree.
Okay. So you think nursing is not going anywhere?
Nothing is not going anywhere. But the thing is, I'm not just stopping as a nurse. I know, like, there's much more. How will I tell you? There's much more to me than being just a nurse.
Okay.
So, but yeah, something
It could
else. But
be.
I don't think so though.
Okay. So, you say nursing. How many years does that take? So, are you going for like masters, or are you just doing BSN and?
BSN, and then I'll go to masters.
Ooh, you go, girl. Woman empowerment. Okay. The girl child. All right.
Right.
So yeah. So in this life, you're doing nursing, right?
Mhm.
For example, if you're in another life, what else would you rather do than nursing?
I would. How would I tell you? Let me think
Yeah,
about
just
this
you gotta
first.
this. Yeah, you gotta think of. You gotta get this right. You gotta take
Right.
time.
Because I don't want to do something boring.
That's true. So nothing is boring. Okay, we know that.
Most probably, I'll be like a forensic scientist.
Interesting.
They just, yeah. I have watched like crime shows and how they find evidence from like the. It's just weird,
I am
but that's
disappointed.
interesting.
I am disappointed that TV shows now direct how we choose careers. Okay, but okay, I agree. A lot of things, yes. So yeah, so you'd rather if in another life you'd do like
Yeah, I'll be like a
forensic.
forensic scientist.
Okay, so recently I was watching, I don't know. Oh, there's this show on Netflix that explains like stuff really well. So I was watching this one about how women, when they get kids, it kind of dents their careers because they have to like take time off to take care of the baby. Hence,
Yeah.
the men are promoted more or get paid more. So do you think having kids really is like it's disadvantageous, not to women necessarily, it's to women who decide to have kids, and not men are not hurt by it. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you think in your opinion it's smart to have kids when before you get into a career, during your time, or after?
Um, Either I can say before
Mm-hmm.
or after,
Mm-hmm.
but either or. You know why I'm saying that? If you
Mm-hmm.
have a good support system,
Mm-hmm.
you can have this baby, take your time. They can give you like a 6 months or 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
wherever they give you,
Mm-hmm.
and it's normally paid. If you have like a good job, it's
Mm-hmm.
normally a paid vacation or
Mm-hmm.
something. And afterwards, you can go back to your work as long as you have a good support system where
Right.
you know your kid is taken care of when you're away.
Mm-hmm.
You have like if you're married, if your husband works from this time to this time, he has the baby, and you work from this time, you go to school. So I feel like it just depends on like the support that you have. If you don't have a good support system, that's when everything goes downhill.
That's spot on, very accurate. But my thought on that was because this show they spoke on, like, for example, promotions. So do you think it would be fair for a man who's still at work, who's been working while you took your time off to take care of the baby? Do you think it's fair for both of you to be promoted and you were just, I mean, it's important. Taking care of the baby is important. But like, this guy has been at work, or this woman who doesn't have a kid has been at work and is being promoted. So do you think, that's why because I sat and I thought about it, because you cannot just go, the company really won't wait for you, because they won't be like, we are going to promote you even though you haven't been working. So that's why I was like asking, do you think that can like set you back a little bit, because the guys who you were with at the same level are climbing up, but you're still like right there? So do you think that's a hindrance? Do you think
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in the career already,
right,
it will definitely hinder you. Because let me give you a good example. I have a friend of mine who right now she's a nursing, right? She's a nursing, and then she got pregnant, and then she was supposed to have like a, how will I tell you, to be in charge of like the nurses and all that.
right, to get like
But as soon as she told the manager, "Oh, I'm pregnant," she's only 5 months right now.
ooh,
They just like, boom.
we don't know you.
Yeah. So now it's just like she's, how will I tell you? She's now like she's out of the list.
To be like,
it's just sad. It's
yeah,
just like, if I want to have a baby and I still want to like get that promotion, can I just have it?
yeah, because so I think you should check out that show on Netflix. It's called Explained, I think. Explained. Yeah.
Okay.
It covers a lot, but that one especially, because now I'm a parent, so it really struck me, because I think it's Finland, because they give women 6 paid months off. They started even giving dads, so it's equal. So if the mom is not at work, even the father is not. So
they should do that.
Yeah. So that's why it was really, it's interesting when you think about it, because it's just sad, because it's like punishing someone for choosing to have a baby or not. I mean, some people don't choose, but things happen. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, man, it's tricky. So, but the example they were giving in the show was not like in medicine. They used like law. So like 2 lawyers enter the same time, but the lady gets pregnant, and the guy continues to be promoted, blah blah blah, and so so that's what I thought. So when I thought of talking to you about your career, that's why I was like, what do you think about? So you personally, you would rather have a kid before you get into the nursing, or after you're done with it?
After.
Okay. Nice. So yeah, let's get into politics. I remember we used to talk about politics when I was still in college.
Right.
I don't know if you pay attention to like global politics, like just in general, but like it's not good.
It's not good.
Yeah,
at all.
it's
I personally think that let's take African countries. Like right now, people are just, I think it's like an eye opener. They're realizing, hey, we're not really growing. In as much as Africa is rich and all that, we have some our government or the politicians that we like voted for, they're really not doing what they're supposed to, and these people are they're just
fed up.
It's like a realization. We have to fight for what we want. We have to like do this, and I love that. Like I love the fact that people are now opening their eyes and realizing, if Africa we don't rise, we'll always be like third world country. And I hate to say, like, we have all the resources, we're like rich, but we have
management is the problem.
Oh my God, greedy people.
Yes. So my I don't know where, I think I was writing it somewhere. So do you think, because for example, Safaricom, the telecommunication company in Kenya, it never had a Kenyan CEO.
It never. Wait.
It never had a Kenyan CEO. Like, the first CEO was Michael Joseph. He was not Kenyan.
He was. Oh yeah, he's not Kenyan.
Bob Collymore was not Kenyan.
It was not even half.
He was born in Barbados. I think he grew up in the UK. So, and I think my prediction is that was their key to success. Because any company that's being led by a Kenyan is usually like corruption scandals and whatnot. So now, let me take the Kenyan government, because that's the government I know like 100% because I was there and whatnot. So, do you think, because now we outsource everything. When we have oil, we outsource the labor. When we need roads, we outsource that too. We need railways, we outsource. Do you think we should outsource even like leadership? Maybe we should get like some people from whoever, for people who know what they're doing, because
I will vote for like whoever, as long as not Kenyan. Trust me, I won't even think twice.
So you'd rather because even outsiders, they do a better job. You know, I used to get backlash when I used to say, one time I was sitting with my grandpa, and I said, I think the British should have just stayed in Kenya for a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit, because they left the country so young. And then we put people with no leadership experience. They're fighting for freedom. Yeah, there's like, there's all that. But I was like, but guys, there's two sides of a coin. They left us this country. There's small people who were like freedom fighters, quote. They took majority of everything.
Right.
But but that's a story for another day. But it's just, like the UK leaving the EU. We've seen America pull out of like climate accord. Like, politics is just everywhere.
But the thing about like globally, how like countries are like, there's something that connects most of the country, maybe economy,
everything,
all that.
Yeah.
So if people start like stepping out and just being themselves, we're not going anywhere globally. Like, not like the way. How will I say? If you work as a team, we're going far. But if you choose to just be by yourself, I don't think.
So like the show I told you about, it's called Watchmen. The movie. So the premise of the movie is it's based in the 80s. So there's like nuclear whatever. Everybody's panicking. It's gonna be a nuclear war, but in the end, the superheroes, one of them drops a squid, like a giant squid, so people think it's alien, and the whole world is united to fight, like, because now we're united because this is a alien invasion and everybody. So I was thinking, do you think it might take something like that for aliens to come and the whole human race will be like, guys, we have a common enemy now, we are all friends, do you think it'll ever get to a point all human beings will be like, guys, we need to round up as one and fight this common enemy? Do you think it'll ever come to that point?
No.
Ah, damn it! I knew it.
You know why? Okay, right now we say global warming is still like coming or whatever, sure, but everyone is talking about global warming. But how many people do you think are like fighting global warming? We've been told 3 years from now the world will end. Do you think people give a shit? No,
people don't.
So
people don't care.
I think people will wait until like
the last minute. It was like
5% of the world is gone and be like, oh my
guys,
god,
this thing was serious.
So we just, I don't know.
It's it's interesting. So now let's slide into the prediction. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the economies and everything, but they're saying there could be a recession like the one there was in 2008. What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like, yes, there is a possibility.
So, okay, for you to say that, what are you looking for you to be like, yeah, I see signs of like a recession? I mean, everybody, because people rely on like, even economists are not good at predicting it. So that's why I was like, let me just ask like people who like pay attention to these things. So what do you look at for there to be a recession? Because the last time the guy who predicted it was looking at loans, the loans the banks were giving, and that he based on that he was like, guys, I'm actually gonna put money on this, and the banks are gonna fail, and they did. But he looked at loans. So now they're saying there could be a recession. What is there to look at to be able to tell?
I am not good at this, but I have a friend who is in the housing project. What do you call it?
Section 8.
The people sell houses and all that.
Oh, real estate.
Yeah, real estate.
Yeah, I was like,
So, my grandma wants to sell her house, right? And she bought the house before the 2008 recession, and now she wants to sell it. And she was like, "Oh, the amount of money that you bought will be like very different because now the houses are more expensive." So
inflation and whatnot.
He was just talking about how the economy is like different from like even after Obama like came in and then everything came like to the same place. Soon after Trump came in, everything just like went up.
Shifted.
Everything skyrocketed from like houses, like even the small. If some people actually like buy apartments, I didn't know that. I know people rent it, but it's people are now preferring renting them rather than buying because how expensive
it would be to buy.
Yeah, so that's like I'm taking it from him.
So you're looking at the housing market and you think, okay, yeah, because I was trying to look, because they say even economists can't. We might be in a recession and we don't know.
Right.
So yeah. But yeah, that's interesting. I'll look into that. I'll look into like the housing because I've seen a lot of things about prices are low, but or even interest rates are low, but you can borrow and all that. Blah blah blah. Okay, let's talk about investing. Young people and investing. We think, well, most young people are like, yeah, you're right. Investing is good, but do you invest? You yourself, do you?
No.
Okay.
I support it, but I don't.
Yeah, I support investing too, but I am scared to lose money. To be honest,
that's me. That's
the problem.
I don't even make that much, so why should I like?
So it's like, how should I just blow all the money I've made and?
Right.
Yeah, but don't you think they're like? Because I've been trying to look, but they're like there's safe investments, like treasury bonds or something like that. I don't know. But yeah. I think that's the main. I don't know about other people, but for me, it's I've worked so hard for this money, to just see it go is it's just painful. But also people are I don't know why I call them experts. Investing in quotes, experts say it's better to invest. I mean, it's risky, but it's better. You might get a return. Rather than just putting the money in the bank, it's sitting there. It's not doing anything. It's just
true.
Yeah,
I have a friend of mine. He's here, right? But he normally like finds people in Kenya via Instagram. I think buys like a plot, a land for like a specific amount of money, and then after a few days, or months or whichever, he sells the land and gets profit. So that is how he invests his money.
I don't know anything to do with land, except especially in Kenya.
Especially in Kenya, that's a risky business there.
Yeah, because you buy land, you think you have the title deed, then you find like 10 other people have the
20
same
people
one.
have the same title deed.
I fear anybody comes to me with the land shit. I'm like, bro, get away from me. Get away, please. So yeah, I think once we get like I've tried to I got a person on Instagram, financial advisor and whatnot. I tried to I'm still waiting. So he told me I might interview him one time, because I was really curious to know like the best investments and whatnot. So I'm still waiting, and so yeah, once I get the interview, then I'll post it up on my page. So yeah, because I didn't want to go in, because I'm not a professional. I won't act like, oh, I know this, I got this. No, then I go in and lose money. So I look for that guy. So yeah, once I'll talk to him. But that's just, we fear losing money because we've worked so hard for it, and times are changing too. It's not like Kitambo people used to like invest in like a stock and then it performs so well.
And then right
Yeah, but
nowadays you
now
just can't be
it
sure.
fluctuates because
Very sure.
you go to sleep, you find the thing has tanked. The next day it's up there, and it's a mess. So, what do you think about, especially like culturally in Kenya? There's this movie that came out. It's called Rafiki, and it was banned because it had like two girls who were lesbians, and so I don't understand. They banned the movie. So what I don't get is, okay, I get the conservative culture, and they're like, oh, this is a gay movie and whatnot. But do you think, okay, how many movies have we seen with heists and thieves, but we don't turn to thieves just because we saw someone steal.
Right.
So this movie, the thinking that, oh, our kids cannot watch this type of things because they'll, no, I don't understand. Okay, why don't you just let us watch it? Then we'll judge that. Why are you making this judgment? Yeah. Did you think that's awkward that something, okay, especially men, it's men dictating how, yeah, it's I don't know, it's interesting. So this censoring, I don't think it works really. Because now that you're censoring it, now people even want it even more.
Watch it, right?
Yeah.
I will go look for it and I'll watch it just because you said.
Just because you said no, you're not gonna watch this. Oh, now we'll find it. So you don't think that works really?
I don't think that's like the solution to everything, just banning it. And Kenya has this habit of just banning everything, from music to movies. Like, I think they just have like this satisfaction of just pissing people off.
Oh, we're just gonna ban it, and there's nothing we can do.
Oh, we're gonna ban it, blah blah blah. That's why I'm like, let's bring the Britain back. Let them
go and
just
a little bit. Yeah. So yeah. So there's that. But I was talking to a friend of mine, and he started telling me, "Oh, you've become so white. You let these people. You support these things now." And I was like, no, man. If you go to a different place, and I think you kind of sit with the people, and they show you their logic,
right?
And it doesn't change you. It means you're not learning anything,
right?
Because I've learned to be, okay, maybe I am not this, but if someone else is, that's them.
Right.
That is not me.
It's not you.
Yeah, I have. They have the freedom to be themselves. They do their own thing, but me going to tell them you're wrong, who am I to know what's wrong, what's right? So
exactly.
But so we got into it, and it's like, yeah, you've become so white, and I was like, dude, it's yeah, that's fine. I am white. Me, I believe if someone wants to do anything, that's them.
Yeah, they have the freedom to choose.
Well, yeah, whatever they want to do. At work, there's this lady who told me, yeah, people should realize whatever people want to do with their peepees, that's their problem.
Their problem.
Don't. That's not your peep. You do what you want to do with your peepees. They do what they want to do with their peepees.
Exactly. I love people who are like that.
And she said that's how childish I am. Yeah, calling it peepees. If they want to do whatever they want to do with their peepees, that's them. You do whatever you want. So yeah, it's very interesting, because I have friends who really can't come out because they fear the backlash. So I'm like, look, I support you. You do you. It's just not safe. Just be safe, because even they interviewed the president about like the gay issue in Kenya. It's like, well, it's not a priority right now. But he was asked, do you think attacking these people is right? Then he was like, no, that is not right, because any Kenyan should be safe from like whatever. So I tell these my friends, I support you, but just be careful, because now you can get killed for silly reasons. So I was like, yeah, so it's but we'll get there. Kenya's still a young. I think Kenya's like, when you're measuring like the age in like life years, Kenya's like a teenager. It's just trying to develop.
Yeah,
It's so
getting to know what they
hormonal.
like, what they don't like, but it's just like, experimenting everything.
Because now, because we can get into politics, but I'm just anyway. So another thing I was thinking of recently, religious education in schools. I remember we used to be taught that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do that. Do they do that here in high schools
So,
in the United States? They don't. Oh, that's cool. Because back home they do. And funny story, they only touched on African traditions, but they never really like delved into it.
right.
Do you think that's fair? Considering we Africans really had their own culture,
Mm-hmm.
but when the missionaries came and they taught us the religions,
Christianity and all
yeah,
that.
we dropped everything and just why don't we concentrate on, because they concentrate on Islamic religious education, Christianity, and Hindu, because those are the three I remember. They were also
Yeah.
actually, but they never did African. Like did they?
No, they never did. Like the African was in the religious. If you took theory, it was like
Oh,
part
there's
of
right.
like yeah. It
No,
didn't
but they didn't
stand
have a
by
single
itself.
one. Yeah, because I was thinking about it. I was like, that's not fair.
Right. But maybe the mindset of it is like when Christianity came, it made it look like the African religion was wrong. Like
Right.
worshipping
Well,
like a
obviously.
mountain
Well, obviously.
or
They was
some
like, okay.
guy we don't even know.
Yeah, because
Like it
there's
felt
a,
like they just made it feel like that was
was
wrong.
not the right thing. Yeah, they're like, okay, you guys stop doing that. That's wrong. We'll civilize you and we will teach you.
Right?
Yeah, so yeah, but it's interesting. It's interesting that we're calling other things Western, but when it comes to religion, it's a double standard. But anyway, I'll leave that to that because I don't want any to upset some people, because I'm pretty sure some people are gonna be upset with that.
I know. Everyone has their opinion, so
Yeah, but you know, I've learned to be. These days, I don't want to win an argument.
mhm.
These days, I have a debate. I want to learn something, and if I realize this person I'm debating does not want to learn, just wants to win, I say, okay, you win.
Just let them win.
Yeah,
That's it.
I'm comfortable with that now. My Nini has reached I'm like, I'm not, my friend, I am not engaging you.
Choker.
I am tired. Anyway, what are you listening at the moment? What are you listening to? Any good songs? Any good stuff?
I right now I think I'm into Summer Walker and her
I was
album.
about to ask.
And
I've seen her everywhere. I'm listening to podcasts and she's being mentioned. What's up with her? I
right,
need to. You need to
her
put me
album
on.
is just it's just the best. It has emotions. Every single time I listen to her songs, I feel
You
like
get the feels.
she just sang it for me, and I actually like just it's just the best. So far, Summer Walker is just my new favorite.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I was listening to this podcast and it was talking about she's having like social, excuse me, social anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, so, and I think that's a real thing. That's like, well, I don't know her, but from what I heard, I feel she's being real, because she's like, these people want me to be someone who I am not, because
Right. Exactly.
there's expectations for you when you're a celebrity, but you're like, that's not me.
Mhm.
But I think even in real life, we struggle with that. We try to portray something we are not
We're not. Mhm.
instead of being ourselves. We're being comfortable in our own skins. I think now that you say she makes good music, I think she's a good role model, because she's being real. She'll
She
be like,
really is.
I can't do that.
Soon after I read that, I was like, oh no, hakai kukuha na social anxiety. You know how this
Right,
like,
the
so that we
notion
have,
like, oh, she doesn't
hakai.
look like. What do
And-
people with social anxiety look like?
I don't know why. The same thing when someone says, "Oh, I am depressed. I have depression." Like
You don't look
Really?
depressed.
exactly.
Yeah.
But there's some people who like literally go through this stuff, but they smile and they
Right.
just like try to cover it. And I feel like this awareness of just coming out and seeking help
Right.
will reduce suicide
True.
and people will just get help they need. So
I
I
think,
feel
yeah,
like she's just the best
yeah,
for
people are
just
not talking
help.
about this, especially like in. That's why I sparked this conversation with my friend who's doing psychology, especially in our Kenyan community. We don't talk
Yeah.
about mental health, which is we're told to be tough and like we don't
Kunywa
have that.
Panadol, it will
Yeah,
cure everything. The
bro,
hell?
bro. Especially like when you come to a new society and you're not used because you're trying to get used to it, and it's dude, it was rough for me. I had some all-time lows. I made it through, but depression is real.
It really is. It really is.
But people think that guy he lives well, and no, you don't know how people live here, man. So
They don't.
I think it's important to be real, and I admire that. I admire that she's sick. She sought help because some also we believe seeking help shows that you're weak, and
Wait, no.
it's yeah. So anyway, yeah. So you're Summer Walker. So that's what you're listening at the moment.
Yep.
So what do you jam to when you're trying to like study for some? Do you listen to music or you just plain read without music?
I am a quiet type of person. If I read with music, I won't really concentrate. So I just like boom, everything quiet. I don't even
You
like.
don't need motivation, like anything, even classical music, anything. No.
No. No.
So you
I'm
just
just like the
silence.
simple person now.
Yeah, if I do silence, I'll sleep. I put on some classical music or some calming, like some. But I haven't been listening to anything new. I've just been like repeating albums that I've been listening to Burna Boy's album a lot.
Oh.
African
But
Giant.
talking of Burna Boy.
What did he do? Now
Nothing.
I see that look on your face. It's like talking of Burna Boy. It's like he stole your money.
No, there's like a beach party next year, March 18th to March 21st. It's in Puerto Rico, and
if
most of like the African musicians are coming there, and Burna Boy is coming.
Yeah,
And
I realized.
Are you going?
No, I realized you memorized those dates, and
I know.
knew someone is
'Cause
going.
I am going there,
Yeah, if I find a babysitter for those days,
right?
yeah, I don't know.
Well, bring your baby. Let's go jump.
Oh no,
Life is too short to
I'm
just
not
like
bringing
let
my
your
kid
baby
to
enjoy
any.
life.
No, to see crazy Kenya. No, Africans don't know how to behave. You go to a concert and they'll start ninnying. Let's not even go there. But yeah, I've been listening to that pretty much, and a lot of like I've been listening to like UK rap. Yeah.
They have some good rap. I listen to some. I have a friend who like made me like love the UK rap, and it's not trashy. Okay, I don't want to say the wrong words, but they're not trashy. So I love that about the UK music.
Yeah, cause I don't know if have you watched Top Boy, the new Top Boy on Netflix?
No.
So Top Boy, there's a guy there. He's a rapper too, but yeah. Once I watched Top Boy, I listened to some of the theme music. Then I went to Spotify, and I searched grime. Grime is like I think it's a genre in UK. So I listened to a lot of the rap. So I've been listening to that a lot of that.
Right.
Plus the accent also does it for me. You know?
I know it just sounds. I just love the accent.
It's
If
just
only we can all talk like that.
the slang too. The slang is pretty
Right.
good. But yeah, so yeah, I've been listening to much of that. I haven't listened to anything new. So when you said Summer Walker and everybody's talking about her, so I was like, yeah.
You should try it. You should try
But
it. Just listening to
I'm not the
music.
feels kind of person. You know, I don't listen to music for the feels. I listen for the lyrics. Like if the
Then listen to she has some good lyrics over there. Like just listen to it. Just give it a try.
I think I'm just being a man, because you know men like it's a woman. What good can it be?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Look, I grew up in a misogynistic society. Okay, don't blame me. Blame the people who raised me. Sorry.
I blame them.
Yes. Sorry. Okay. Sorry to the village I came from. But yeah, so I think we've covered everything. But you need to watch the Joker, and the new Joker movie, and Spider-Man
And
Far
you
From Home.
watch the American Son so we can like
Ah,
break
man.
it down.
You're the second person telling me this, and I am not.
You better.
I told you I don't want to
If
lose.
I watch Joker and which was the other one?
Nini, Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah, you watch American Son. It's fair. Fair game.
I don't want to lose gangster points. I told you. It's not gangster, but yeah, but it's a deal. I'll watch it. I'll
Okay.
watch it, but man, I don't like the feely touchy movies, the more emotional
It's
ones.
not like
'Cause I think
touchy movie.
no,
like,
but it's emotional.
No, it's
No,
just,
let's be honest. It's not emotional.
it was okay. If you're not an emotional person, there's no way you'll cry for like the last two
No,
minutes. It's
I'm
just the 2
saying-
minutes that is emotional. The rest
But
is
I'm
just
sa-
like
Yeah, but I'm saying if you
Mhm.
see when people are emotional, they're not rational. So
mhm.
and I don't like being emotional because I enjoy being rational. So that's why I've been avoiding that movie. I mean, trust me, I've been told, yeah, you need to watch this, especially since I'm like, I'm a pass on this, but yeah, but I'll check it out.
Okay,
Yeah, for the sake of the podcast.
right.
That way
Sounds
I cannot chase people. Because I've been trying to get people to do this and nobody's doing it. So I'll start making some compromises.
All right, that's good.
But yeah, thanks for being on. Jeez.
No problem.
We've
It
talked
was
for an
fun.
hour. I was planning to do 30 minutes. We've gone way beyond. I think we've touched on everything.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I think we
And
did. Yeah, that's
Sorry to the listeners if we didn't come to any conclusions on any of the topics we were talking about, because this is how we talk. We just talk and and please tell your cat to stop doing that. And
It needs attention.
it's inappropriate.
Relax.
I do not need to see that. It's for people who are listening. This cat
She'll
just
be on YouTube, right? Say hi.
Hi kitty cat. You know I used to have a cat like that. The same as I says. That's the second time I've seen the cat's ass. And please put the cat away when you're talking, because he comes to the camera and just puts his ass on the camera. It's inappropriate. It's being disrespectful.
Oh my god.
Anyway, yeah. So thanks for coming on. I think this is where we'll end it. So
Alright.
I'll link your. You say you don't use Twitter anymore,
No, I don't have
I would have
Twitter
put your Twitter.
anymore.
but I'll put your socials on there if you want to interact with Victoria, because I am a boring person and she has a better life. And I will link her Instagram and her. What else?
Snapchat and Facebook. I still use Facebook.
Oh God, that's
Right.
how old she is. And so Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, I'll link them below. Thanks for listening. So we'll do this again next week.
We better.
Yes, it's been real. Thank you. And wherever you are on earth, good night, good day, or good afternoon.
Morning.
Yeah, it could be morning too. I forgot. Anyway, thanks you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Alright, bye.
How do I stop this thing from recording? Okay, it's not stopping.
go.
It's still recording. I don't know how to stop it.
Oh my god.
This has been our Ginger Records production.